Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Francisco's Journey. I am your host, Francisco Lopez, and this is part of my journey. A few months ago, I was having a conversation with my oldest son. This was probably about 6-7 months ago. And as you guys know, we've been going through some crazy life transitions, and so is he. You know, he's at that age where, finishing up high school, getting ready to go to college. Plus, we've had some personal changes in our life and our lifestyle and everything that have caused some major changes in his life. Change of schools, change of friends, things like that. And some other situations that involved some health issues that were pretty important. I'm grateful to say that nothing major and everything's okay, but in the moment it takes away a lot, right? And it takes away your emotional well-being and your peace of mind and your tranquility. So he was going through a really rough patch there for a minute, in which I could tell that he was just really hurting and kind of not being himself and struggling with grades in school and things like that. So he helped me out to go pick up a washer and a dryer from a client's house. And as we were lifting it up or whatever, we get into the car and we could start driving, and this was like a 40-minute drive. So we had an opportunity to talk. And he started sharing with me what he was feeling and what he was going through and everything. And I realized that the biggest challenge that he was facing is that he kept repeating how things that had happened had caused him to become a certain way. And I had to really stop that and help him understand that there's a big difference between being victimized and becoming a victim. Meaning, we are all going to go through situations and challenges in life that are not what we want, that are not an ideal, that are situations that are going to hurt us and put us in really bad situations, and really emotionally especially are going to put us down and hurt us. But that doesn't mean that has to define who we become over it. Things simply happen, and nobody's life is going to be perfect for their entire life. Imagine how boring that would be. However, as we go through life and we go in through those situations, it is a very fine line that we have to be careful of crossing, because if we cross it and we identify as becoming a victim, then there's no way out. Then it just becomes this never-ending negative spiral out of control. It's a downward spiral into a really bad place, because now as you identify being a victim, then there's no way of controlling it. However, when you just clearly understand that it is in your control, and a lot of it is probably very likely your own responsibility anyways, because you put yourself in those situations, you made decisions that caused you to put yourself into that space, that caused you to be victimized and allowed yourself to be victimized. Now it's under your control. If you take responsibility for it and you say, you know what, I can control this, and I understand that person did me wrong, that person lied, that person cheated, that person hurt me, or the government caused this to happen. However, I am not a victim to that. It's hurting me, it affected me in this moment, but that doesn't mean that it has to define my entire future. I am no longer going to allow that one situation, or two or three or four, whatever, as many as they are, to create an identity of a victim, and to be weak because of it, and to be in a position that I cannot overcome because of it. And on the contrary, I am going to learn from that. I am going to take those lessons and understand that shit simply happens, and I am going to learn from it. Make sure to make proper decisions from now on to not allow myself to put myself in those positions, and overcome it. And from those lessons, I am going to thrive. So now I have been victimized, but I'm a fucking winner. I go from being victimized to being somebody great. I go from being victimized to creating an amazing future for myself because of those situations, not, on the other hand, going into a downward spiral. And I'm happy to report that my son took that lesson really to heart. And about 6 months later, when we were driving over to his college, for 3 days we drove from here to Oregon, from San Diego to Oregon, and it was a beautiful trip. It was just me and him, and we had an opportunity to connect so wonderfully. He told me, He's like, Dad, you have no idea. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. He's like, you have no idea how much that conversation shifted everything for me. He really took it to heart. He really started changing his perception of himself because of it. He made a conscious decision to get away from all those feelings and all those thoughts. He created new friendships. He started getting better at school. In fact, he ended up graduating with great scores and great grades. He ended up getting a scholarship to this college that he really wanted to go to, and everything worked out simply because a little shift in that perception. Because who you are, your identity, will define everything that you do throughout the day and how you behave throughout the day. As I'm sharing this, I'm literally telling all this to myself because I have been in a slump lately. But it is helping me, and I hope as you hear this and as you listen to this and as you watch this video, that it also helps you. It's simple. It's just harder. It's easier said than done. It's not easy to do. But if you make a conscious effort and you just say, you know what, from now on, I will never allow myself to be a victim. It's okay if I'm victimized, but I will never be the victim. I take responsibility for things that have happened, and I am going to make a conscious effort to just thrive no matter what. Hope you like this video. If you like it, please go ahead and share it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.